Sounds heavy. The beads and everything.
Imagine whipping someone in the face.
Yeah, I locked.
Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Marima Forbes and you're probably thinking, who is that guy? That is Joe from Authentic African. He's joining me today to talk about 10 things we wish we knew before we moved to Sierra Leone. So if you're thinking about moving to Sierra Leone, you probably need to watch this video. So come and join us and let's count down all the way to 10.
Number 10. All right, so this is really important. It's the airport experience. For those of you who've never been, it is an experience.
Truly is.
So, you know, I first came as an adult in 2009. And when I came, I was not aware that Leone is on a peninsula. And so it's not on an island, it's on a peninsula. So to drive to Leone, which is where the airport is, it's like a 3-hour drive from Freetown, the capital city. But it is a 45 to 50-minute boat ride from the edge of the peninsula to Freetown. And so that's one thing you need to be prepared for is, number one, you need to have $40 or 400,000 leones to pay for the seabird or sea coach that will take you across the water. Or if you want to take the ferry, if you're feeling adventurous, that's much cheaper. It's like $10.
I would say don't do that one.
Yeah, I
It's
wouldn't
dangerous.
take the ferry. I wouldn't take the ferry if I was you. But yeah, so just know that you're going to have to take a boat.
And just to add to that as well, it is a different experience. Like you will go there and you'll be completely shocked by, you know, the journey from the airport, you know, to get into the city.
Yeah.
So just be very open-minded and just know you are safe, you know.
So that's the airport. Make sure you keep these things in mind because they will come back to bite you. That's the airport.
Okay, moving on at number 9.
What is that, 9?
9.
Yeah.
Is cash is king. Over here, and it's something I'm still getting used to as well, is the fact that I can't just use my phone and do contactless payment. I can't just do bank transfer because it's not really much of a popular thing here, I would say.
Right.
It's not as implemented as it is maybe in the UK or US.
Right.
So literally it's cash everywhere.
Some restaurants take cards, some do.
Have you experienced paying by card?
I have. So, you know, the major hotels here on Lumley Beach, I wouldn't say Labadi Beach because so the major hotels on Lumley Beach, so Atlantic, Lumley, Roy's, Pearl, those places all take credit cards, right?
This is number 8.
And we are on ATMs. So the ATMs here only allow you to take out $40 at a time or 400,000 leones at a time. And so let's imagine you want to take out 500,000 leones. That is 5 transactions, right? 5 times 4 is 20. Yeah, if you want to, so that's 10 transactions.
Wow.
So if you want to take out 5,000 leones, that's about 10 to 11 or so transactions, right? So some you put your card in and it gives you back every time. So it's a new charge every time. Some ATMs still charge you every time, but they keep your card in the system. But you have to have a lot of patience. So when you're at an ATM and you're waiting for other people, you know that they're doing the same thing. Putting the card in, putting their amount in, putting their PIN in, take it back out, do it again. So being at the ATM is a little bit of a, you gotta make sure you have time available for being at the ATM. So that was number 8.
Yeah.
Now we're on to number 7.
So we are at 7 and this one is, I think for me this one is very important. Like it's very important because as a woman, I love my clothes. Sure. I love my shoes. Mm-hmm. I don't want nothing to happen to them. But one thing you need to know when you're coming here is the dust. Yeah. The dust is no joke. Like it's really no joke. Don't even bother packing white. Like just don't do it. Like I'll just advise you just don't do it because the moment you step out of your house and by the moment you even walk like 5 steps, a little bit of stain has got there. So I would personally say don't really do much white. Yeah. But it all depends really. If you're just going from car to car, then you're fine. Right. But if you are planning to actually like walk about and you're gonna take a long journey by road, I would say just don't do it.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, I mentioned this on another video I've done in Ghana, right? Because that was one of the things that's also common there, and from what I understand, it's also common in Nigeria as well.
Yeah.
A lot of things are under construction. A lot of roads are built differently. Cars here a lot of times use diesel fuel, so there's a lot of like smog and stuff. So there is dirt dirt can become a part of your everyday life on your clothes, and if you're wearing white, that will show up. So yeah, I would recommend if you're taking public transport or if you're driving in a car where you keep the windows open, don't wear white.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have your windows up all the time, you have your AC on, then you should be fine. If you're just going car to location to car, as Mariama just said. But yeah, if you're gonna be in a car, like so in the car that I use, it's a little bit older, we don't use the AC as much, and so we leave the windows open. So I would never wear white on. And another pro tip I would say is you could just wear your undershirt and then change into a white shirt later. So maybe you keep it in your bag, but then of course you might have to worry about wrinkles and things like that. So yeah, Sierra Leone, especially if you're gonna ride with your windows open, don't wear white. So that was number 7. Now on to number 6. Apartments and Airbnbs and houses overall. The prices are much higher and much more expensive than you would think for the GDP here.
But would you say, even though it's expensive, you are getting quality?
Oh yeah. So if you might rent, you are getting quality, right? You'll get AC, you'll get electricity, you'll get a generator, all the things that you're used to, the amenities you're used to in the West, you will get there, and that's why they charge that much, because their whole thing is like, we're giving you all your comforts. Yeah,
and I would also add to that as well that yes, you're paying that much, but you are paying for quality. So coming in at number 5, okay, this one is annoying.
Oh yeah.
It's annoying.
Oh yeah.
Because you know what it is? One thing I love about Sierra Leone is the community.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know, people are so loving and caring. However, it can get invasive. To the point where people just randomly, they don't call you, they don't notify you, they don't tell you nothing. They just bam, appear in your house. And they'll make themselves super duper comfortable in your house, by the way. They're gonna expect you to cook them food or serve them food. They want to follow you wherever it is you're going to, and that's just the culture here. And sometimes for people like us who come from Western area where people are very much like to themselves, you can sort of feel like, I need space, like just you know, at least give me a call or a text and let me know that you're coming.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing, right? Just culturally in West Africa, because I know that this just doesn't happen here, especially when you are visiting from out of the country or out of town, right? People will come and stop by. If you're up in the provinces, a lot of times they're stopping by because they might want to have a little bit of cash. You're coming from the West.
Yeah.
You know, they're thinking that you're rich because you came from America or you came from the UK.
Yeah.
So that tends to happen. I mean, they'll say they're coming to say hello. They haven't seen you forever, but on their way, they'll let you know, and I can't go. You know, like
honestly,
food,
this is real.
Right.
Do not ever, when somebody comes and visit you, not give them something to go.
Yeah.
Because it can be seen as a form of insult.
Yeah.
And it can also make them feel like you don't care for them.
Yeah.
So if you don't have cash on you, give them a food product or something to give them. Or say to them, how do you say it?
The ground dry.
Say that and then they'll leave you alone for a little bit.
Yeah, so the ground is dry, right? Meaning that it's not fertile sand or fertile ground.
My Krio is, I'm getting
so the ground dry. So meaning like, it's not fertile ground, right? So I don't have cash right now, right? Bunny ears, right? If you've ever seen somebody pull out their pockets and they call it bunny ears. Yeah, so it's absolutely important to be prepared for unexpected visitors.
100%.
Because it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. All right, cool. So that was number 5.
Yay.
Number 4. So in general, when you have a foreign accent, most of the time people are going to go with higher prices for you, right? So if you are a person of color and you're here, you get higher prices, but if you're not a person of color, you get even higher prices, right? Because
this is the thing that really annoys me. It really pisses me off, because it's like, don't assume I have money with me right now as I'm trying to purchase this item.
Sure.
And I'm someone all about budgeting.
Yeah.
So when I've budgeted my amount and I've spoken to somebody who's from here and they've told me how much something is and I've gone to purchase and they do that, it really annoys me.
Yeah. And so you just want to make sure that I just usually cut things in half and I start lower than half and work my way up to half. So in Sierra Leone though, the benefit that I have is that I've been working on my Krio, which is our pidgin, right? It's kind of like an offshoot of English. It's like Jamaican patois, or if you're Haitian, it's Creole, right? Which is like a mixture of different local languages plus French. So ours is a mixture of our different local dialects plus English. And so it's called Krio, K-R-I-O. And if you negotiate in Krio, it helps a little bit more because it ingratiates you with the local culture. Yeah, so
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's true. If you use Krio, they're a bit more lenient, but they're still adding price.
Oh yeah,
because they can tell your accent. It's not as fluent, your Krio, but because they see you're trying to be a little bit lenient, but you're still not paying the price that those who live here are paying. So
right, exactly. You always want to negotiate in the local language, right? Like, and when I would go to Mexico, I would try to do it in Spanish, right? They were still you're still a gringo, right? Because you're trying to speak their language and you're from somewhere else. It's the same kind of thing here. So, but yeah, if you negotiate in Creole, it helps a lot. And the more you practice, the better you get.
We are at number 3, guys, and this one we've already mentioned it, but I think it's very important to mention it again. And it's people forcing help in order to get a tip. So obviously we mentioned the airport and people, going out their way to help you so you can get a tip. But another one is just in general, people will come and help you if they see you carrying a bag that looks too heavy. Whatever it may be, they'll come and help you so they can get a tip. So just remember, if anybody's gonna come to you, they want a tip. And also if you're a driver, you're driving here, or you have a driver, is that when you're ready to park, people are gonna be like, giving you directions on how to park, how to navigate the car. They are also expecting a tip. Do not think they're giving you directions for no reason, because when they're done, they're gonna be looking at you like, where me on?
Yes, it's definitely a thing here. So be prepared to give money for a tip. 5,000 leones is fine. You don't have to go too hard. I mean, it's about 50 cents, but you can give 5,000 leones. If you're feeling really generous, somebody does something that you actually appreciate, you can do 10 or 20,000 leones. Yeah, but just keep in mind that it's gonna happen. It's gonna show up.
It's gonna happen.
Number two. So we're gonna talk about mosquito nets in this one. This is a really important one. Especially if you're staying somewhere that's not like one of the hotels on the beach, you're staying at a family house. What you'll notice here is that there are a lot of hooks in ceilings depending on when the house was built. Where maybe there might be a ceiling fan in some other countries like Ghana. Here, there's a hook above the bed, or even in the US, usually it's like a light fixture. But here, there are hooks. And so that is for a mosquito net. And you want to get one of those long ones because the ceilings tend to be pretty high here sometimes. And so you definitely want a mosquito net, because if you leave your windows open, like and even if you have a screen door in, mosquitoes find their way in. They always find their way in. So if you want to sleep and sleep soundly and peacefully without hearing that zzz, and even if you do hear it and you're in a mosquito net, it's like you got a force field, so you feel fine. Definitely get a mosquito net.
Number 2.
So that was number 2.
So we have the last one, number 1, which we both agreed is the most important thing for safety-wise, and also as well as maneuvering yourself around Sierra Leone and really having a full experience. And number one is making sure that you have someone that you trust. Having someone that you trust in Sierra Leone to maneuver around is so important, because this is someone where they'll be able to show you around, take you to different places, really help you to have a full-on experience of Sierra Leone. And if you don't have somebody that you don't trust and the person is like a bit up and down, like if you say a time, you don't come on time, that means that you're going to be late. And also it's going to be someone where, you find yourself being stuck at home all the time because they're not being, good with their time. So really take your time and really test people out. Really watch them, really see how their behavior is like for you to decide, is this someone I want to keep on? Because if you're coming here for just 2 weeks or something, and you want to have someone who's going to give you full experience. And if you're going to be living here, you definitely need to have someone that you trust, because that person is the person that's going to link you around, that's really maneuver you around. So get you someone you can trust. And if you can't find somebody you can trust, find somebody who you can pay, that maybe somebody else is advocating for them.
Yeah, I would say that's the biggest thing, is that you'll notice that most people come through referrals, right? So for instance, I have 2 people that I use for different things. So my driver / caretaker, the person who lives on my property, you guys might have heard me mention him before. He handles everything related to running errands, very basic things, right? Like if I need him to go get me some water, or you know, from like to get like a bunch of water, right? Like to get, or if I need him to drive me somewhere, just the basic things, right? He does all those things. But I have another guy who's very well connected. So he's the guy I use for like if I need to go to immigration, or if I need to get my business license, to get my business set up, to open my bank account. He was the guy that I worked with to do all of that. And so, you know, you kind of want to have people with different skill sets because you never know what you're going to need to have done. But as long as you have someone in general who's local, they can be your proxy here for all the things that you need.
So yeah, thank you guys. Those are our 10 things we wish we knew before we came to Suriname. We hope that it's gonna help you when you decide to make your decision to move here, and you have a fun experience too. Please go ahead and follow Joe on Authentic African on his YouTube channel. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button, click on the notification button, and also comment here and let us know your thoughts. Maybe we missed some tips out that you feel is very important that we should say. Go ahead and comment, and we may do another video again. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a great day and see you in the next video.
Bye guys.
Bye.